Season 1 is almost here. Let's get your Retribution Paladin ready to raid the Dreamrift. This guide has one purpose only. The goal is to provide additional resources to help prepare for both the normal and heroic week. These guides should help you be ready ahead of time because all too often, servers might come up later than expected, or you just have a limited amount of time to prepare for raid night. Some of what I recommend here will absolutely change after we get into these raids and play them outside of a testing environment. And also, Blizzard has announced tuning for 4 consecutive weeks. You can 100% bet that Ret will be getting some form of buff in that time. And if we look back at what Blizzard has done historically, they have tuned up our spender damage and applied a flat aura buff to the spec as a whole. I'd expect something similar this time around, but we can't really know for sure. It's anyone's guess. And when they do fix some of our bugs, specifically the execution sentence bug, it should shake up our talent choices at least a little bit. So none of the talent builds I mentioned here are future-proof. This is just a place to start. I would also recommend checking out Warcraft Logs Analytics to confirm talent loadouts before you do raid. Other tips and recommendations are still going to be applicable, but just make sure you are using the right talents for the right job. The Dreamrift launches on March 17th alongside the Voidspire for normal and heroic difficulties, with Mythic opening the following week. And this guide is going to solely focus on the Dreamrift. Check out the channel for other videos on both the Voidspire and March on Keldanos. They will all be available shortly before each of the respective raid releases. Tuning always has a chance of shaking up what hero talent we might pick or what other talents we select, so yet again, nothing's future-proof here. When it does come to Mythic specific guides, I'll be providing those after Death Jesters kills each of the bosses. So let's get into it. There's only one boss here, so it's gonna be a quick one, and we're gonna cover how to best play Retribution for this encounter. I'm not going to cover individual boss mechanics in detail unless they are relevant for Retribution specifically, and I do wanna note, I don't have footage from raid testing, so we're just gonna show the loading screen here as well as the dungeon journal when specific mechanics are mentioned. The Dreamrift contains our first single boss raid since Ruby Sanctum and first mini raid since Battle for Azeroth. It's been a bit. And I'm actually quite excited to have these types of encounters, and I think they offer a lot of unique value to the raiding scene. This gets 2 thumbs up from me. So let's hope Blizzard continues with this design trend and produces some fun bosses, because that's what we want. Chimaerus, the Undreamt God, is a mix of single target with periodic ad spawns. With that in mind, we're going to choose to sacrifice a bit of single target DPS and we're going to pick up some cleave talents. So here's the build I recommend using, but feel free to adjust any of the AoE talents here as needed. This is the 30-second build, so we're going to drop execution sentence because right now it's tuned terribly and it's bugged. So we're going to focus on consistent output here instead. And the AoE talents, we're picking those up because part of the main phase has many enemies that spawn. This should allow us to have great uptime anytime we have to swap to non-boss enemies. So without an in-depth explanation of every part of this fight, you're going to soak something called On Dust Upheaval. And when you do, you gain On Sight. It's a big blue circle on the ground, you stand in it. And what this is going to do, it's going to allow you to see extra enemies in the encounter. When you have this debuff, your goal is to focus on putting as much damage into these ads as possible. You'll soak in either Group 1 or Group 2 for On Sight, and Group 1 was timing out at about 20 seconds, and then again at 4 minutes on the beta, and Group 2 is about 73 seconds, and then again at 4 minutes and 52 seconds. Weird timers, but it is what it is. For us, you're gonna send your cooldowns on cooldown regardless of group. They're so short, you're just gonna wanna send them. And I'm not certain yet, but I think Group 1 is likely to be more favorable for our cooldown timings. It isn't perfect for either one, but our cooldowns are up enough that we still should be able to benefit from additional ads in either assignment. And do keep in mind that the ads make their way up outside of the on-site realm and will be targetable by everyone. However, they won't be taked on the boss, so it might make sense to peel off and attack them as needed, to be determined. It definitely will on higher difficulties though. And during testing, Caustic Phlegm was the best thing to use a defensive on. It did a fairly high amount of damage, and nothing else in this fight puts you at risk. And I'm going to need to test it further but it could make sense that you go down in both on-site groups through use of Divine Shield. Wouldn't recommend it, but it's potentially an option. We'll have to experiment more. So in simplest terms, soak the Alm Dust Upheaval as assigned, AoE the ads, and then single target the boss. Don't get hit by the deep breath in the intermission, and don't stand in bad puddles on the ground. It's pretty straightforward. And that's the Dreamrift in a nutshell. After we kill this encounter on Mythic, I'm going to get a full guide on how this should be played as a Retribution Paladin. But in the meantime, the Jesir TV Discord has up-to-date recommended talents, tips and tricks, and other resources. If you haven't yet, make sure to join using the link below. Also, a big thank you to our patrons. They really make this channel possible. And if you would like to support the channel further, the best place to do it is Patreon. As a member, you gain access to things like log reviews, UI support, blog updates, Jesir Radio, and more. Take a look. And as always, thank you for watching. We'll see you in Season 1.